As you've probably already noticed, this isn't a regular bookcase set into a wall, it's a secret door to another room. This weekend I'm going to show you how I took a Murphy door kit and installed it into this wall, and also took out the previous door jamb and door casing so I could get this in there. Let's get to it! Good morning. So on the ground over here we have our Murphy door. This was sent to me about last week, and we're just gonna open up this packaging and put this together. All right, so I've got this all unpacked to some degree. It's all over the garage right now, but this is the unassembled version, so I've got my instructions here. I've looked over these in a little bit of detail, and I've laid out the base of the bookcase to start that assembly process. I've got the top, bottom, sides, middle shelf here, and the back and the front face are behind me on the wall there. Let's get to it. All right, while we're waiting for our wood glue to dry, I've brought all the pieces for the door jamb up here so I don't end up having to build it downstairs and lug it all the way up here. And we're just gonna build that up here, and there's the door frame where we're gonna put it in. All right, so we've got our whole jamb done behind me here. That looks like it's gonna fit well, looks like it's level. But first, we should go back to our bookshelf and check on that. Now that the glue is probably pretty set by now, we can put the back in and do some finishing work on that. So our glue up is pretty good at this point. I took the clamps off and also the makeshift clamps that I had to use since I don't have that many clamps. The edges look pretty good. No gaps. On the inside here, I did end up getting a little bit of squeeze out with the glue, but I'm gonna be finishing this and it's on the inside, so I'm not super worried. So next up here, I'm gonna put the back on and flip it over and do some finishing work on it. I'm gonna finish it down here in the garage, and then we're gonna bring it upstairs once that finish is all dried and set. All right, so it's a little later in the day now. We just took a quick break for dinner. I've got the bookcase over here. It's flipped and it is ready to be finished. So I'm gonna finish this with some of this stuff, some clear wood finish in satin, and yeah. So I was just cleaning this down with some acetone, and I just realized that some of the edges here on the hardwood around the face here are a little splintery. They're not super clean, so I just got some sandpaper. I'm gonna go around the edges and clean these off first. Once I'm done with that, then I can clean it out with acetone and work on the finishing spray. So the bookcase is downstairs. I put a few more coats of the finish on there, and I'm just waiting for that to set. While that's happening, there's the matter of, oh, that's really close. There's the matter of this existing door frame here. I'm gonna attempt to pry this off and you know, that needs to come off entirely before the new one can go in its place. I got the previous door frame and jamb out of here, and now this new one's in place. If you go down here, you see that it is level. I did these floors a few months ago, so hopefully they hold up to this door being in place and swinging around with a whole bookshelf on it. But, you know, here's hoping. So it's getting pretty late. My goal for the rest of the night is to just get this shimmed up, make sure it's all level, and then install some of the hinge hardware and make sure the bookshelf hinges into place and fits. And then tomorrow I will try and work on the rest of the framing and face and all that. All right, so we got our screws in and our shims and everything, but I noticed something a little off here. If you look closely up here, let's see if I can zoom in on this. So if you look here, these holes, these pilot holes for the hinge aren't aligned properly because the back hinge has to hang outward. And if you look at the diagram for an in-swing, it looks like that, where the hinge has to hang outward. So it looks like I'm gonna have to redo these pilot holes to match holes on the floor here, which are correct on this end right there. So yeah, anyway, some technical difficulties. It's almost 11 p.m. here, but we're gonna get this done, get this hung, and then pass the F out. It's almost midnight, but we did manage to get this bookshelf hung up on the frame here. I have some more work to do with the shims. I gotta cut those off. I gotta put the front and back on this still, but the bookshelf is hung and it does swing open. So yeah, the hinges are all on. I can open this up, enter our secret little room here. Yeah, and I am exhausted, so I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.